stinging police, catching them without warrants, catching them busting in houses with hidden cameras, really exposing as a former narcotics officer himself. So, again, please go to info. Folks, what happened there?
What I saw was him giving a speech, and Alex Jones got a chance to ask him a question, and he boldly faced the U.S. drug czar with the question of how is it we've got all the evidence that top government officials are involved in drug trafficking, and he was surprised at the question and bobbled around it, really didn't answer it, and later laughed at you. But,
well, then his psych warfare answer was, I love the babies.
Yeah.
Aren't you for the little babies? So psych warfare, I mean, they sit in the schools called Delphi technique of how to hit primitive code words to get people from conscious brain to subconscious. And I read to him out of Reuters, the head of all South American, Central American narcotics operations of Southcom was caught shipping in masses of heroin and cocaine. Caught, pled guilty. And they said, oh, it's just an accident, just a such and such. So that's what shook him up, yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought it was good work. And
well, thank you for bringing that up. We're going to go to break. We're going to come right back. When they play Hail to the Chief, they point the cannon at you. Think about that. They aim the cannons at the crowd. In the 1950s, they brought in the symbol of fascism into the U.S. Senate, the bundle of sticks with the Hackets on the top, the symbol of Benito Mussolini, of Adolf Hitler, of Julius Caesar. They arrogantly are setting up a world government, a tyranny in front of you, and they have the nerve to say it doesn't exist when you say you don't want to be part of it. Okay, this is a short segment, Barry, but we're coming back in a long one. Before you got here today, I was thinking, man, what are we going to talk about? There is so much that you've done, so much that's gone on. Recap a little bit about yourself, the things you've witnessed, and some of the things you're doing, some of the new stings you're working on, and your overall mission.
Well, to repeat, our overall mission is to get prisoners, the nonviolent drug prisoners, out. We really have a heart for them. And we've learned activism can get us there. I was one of our nation's top drug enforcement officers for 8 years. And I quit being a drug cop, and over the last 2 years I've produced 2 films, Traffic Stops Volume 1 and Never Get Rated Volume 2. And they are instructional films that teach how to counter DEA's or task forces' measures against citizens to place them in jail for marijuana. Coming off of that success, my wife and I recently set a trap for crooked cops out in Odessa, and they fell into that trap, and we've got them on camera in an illegal raid. We just learned the Texas Rangers are coming in to investigate the police corruption, which is what we called for. So we're making some progress there. We just got back from Hollywood. We can talk about that. And I'm running for office. We want to announce that as well. So there's a lot going on.
Well, let's do that.
Exactly what you want to...
No, I mean, that's great. Let's get into those subjects next. First off, Texas Rangers. I'm not saying they're perfect, but we've had some former Texas Rangers. The guy was an Austin police officer when he went up the tower and shot the bad guy back in the 60s, Whitman, who was shooting everybody. And I did find it was the Texas Rangers. Remember, 2 years ago, it turned out the state police and the Texas Rangers had found out about the Texas Youth Commission raping all these kids.
We were talking about that on the way up here.
And it was the Texas Rangers trying to stop it, and we're told stop. And the head of the DPS just got removed, and I have it from back channels directly. He was removed because he was going after the state officials involved with these kids. And so I guess the Texas Rangers seem to be pretty good.
Well, we talked about, well, there's corruption in all of law enforcement, but from what I've seen so far, the Texas Rangers do turn in an objective report. They're good at investigating, and they try to keep emotions out of it. And hopefully that's what we get in this case. But
they're now going after the police that you stung.
Right, right. But what's interesting is you mentioned those kids getting raped in the prison down there in our Texas.
And most of them are marijuana.
Yeah, exactly. And the Texas Rangers, I think, reported 40-some-odd cases of sexual abuse. Do you remember the number?
And then it turned out it was all over thousands.
Yeah, and not one person was arrested. Well, that I want to make it. I'm running for Attorney General of the state of Texas. You do not have to be an attorney to run for Attorney General. And I really am good in court and being an attorney anyway, but that's going to be one of my first cases. I want to reopen that can of worms on our youth in Texas.
Well, the Youth Commission, they just covered it all up.
Well, I know, and that's wrong. If we had a strong attorney general in there, he would go in and prosecute those people. If you can't take care of the youth of our country, even the ones that are in jail, then you have nothing to live for. Our prisoners are forgotten. The kids that are in prison right now are forgotten, and we need to wake up and go back and get our children. It's craziness what they're doing to our people in prison.
Yeah. Well, the one time I was in jail as a juvenile, because I got in a fight, beat the guy up real bad, even though, once it went to court, it was no, there's witnesses. Alex was attacked first. But since the guy went to the hospital, I went to jail when the cops got there. I said, hey, I notice other people are taking showers. Can I take a shower? This big, fat pedophile, who was one of the jail guards there in Terrell, and I was, pretty handsome, I guess, when I was 14 years old or whatever.
Well, I think you're still handsome.
No, I'm big fat ass now, but anyways, the point is, he takes me into the shower. It's like a one-room shower. And he says, oh, you look pretty good. Let's have something. I said, listen, you think you're going to get away from this? I assure you my family's going to destroy you. And because I was already, well-spoken then, and the guy kind of went, come on, you little bastard, you don't get a shower. You can stink. So, I mean, that's America. The pedophiles all know where to go rape kids.
Absolutely. And we want to get that stopped, and we're going to. Whatever activism it takes, we're going to keep setting up stings to bust these crooked cops. We're not stopping. In fact, I announced it last time. Within a couple months, we're going to bust another cop. Then we'll move to another town and bust another cop.
Well, listen, you've got a lot of courage, and it's even dangerous being involved with you, but I'm throwing in with you to get you this show to help you because, again, I was talking about the subject. You just bring it up. I didn't even know you were on the same page.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Marijuana everywhere. There was cocaine, heroin, and you had about a little less than a third of people using it than use it today, statistically. Because people looked down on the old lady down the street that was a laudanum addict. They looked down on the guy that was, stoned out of his gourd every day. But then they demonized it with reefer madness, saying it makes you commit murders. Now they're running PSAs that say that, when all the science shows us the opposite. Makes you go get the munchies and eat nachos. And so that's how they destroyed America, is with this drug war. The outside banking cartels that launder the money made the drugs illegal so they could jack up the price and then corrupt the police. Getting back to the Texas Youth Commission, then all the different TV shows. There's a feeding frenzy right now with all these big TV shows you're about to start. In my experience, just watching this, that's when you do get one of the big shows, is when there's 3 or 4 deals going. So that's really exciting. We'll talk about your run for Attorney General and a lot more, so please continue.
I'm just excited at all the opportunities that we have, and we're putting together a great team to, really help America. And it doesn't take a politician to always help America. In fact, right now is the best time for citizens to run because it's kind of the person who doesn't look like a politician that's getting popular and getting elected.
Exactly. Everybody hates both parties. That's why they want Obama to suck everybody back into trusting politicians. But go ahead.
I want to clarify something about...
Continue. Go ahead.
I wanted to change topic real quick. When you talk about the pot giving you the munchies, there's actually strains of marijuana like there are different kinds of wines and whiskeys and alcohol. They have it tailor-made now. For instance, when I was in L.A. a couple days ago, my manager took me to a pharmacy. Beautiful place, run very professionally, and he showed his medical marijuana card, and they have different brands in there. Some pot does not make you hungry and sleepy. There's some pot that actually gives the person kind of an up buzz that's better for activities such as art and that type of thing.
No, I understand that it's incredibly complex, and the government decades ago developed all these specific, just amazing varieties.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not just a plant to smoke and catch a buzz and escape
But for
from
somebody
reality.
that's had chemotherapy, I've got friends who are dying of cancer, and they give them THC pills of the variety that make them hungry just so they can eat.
Yeah, of course. Yes, absolutely. And then I heard you talking last night on that drug war film that, a lot of America is droned out walking through life without emotion because of Xanax and the uptake inhibitors and those type of things. And I would just encourage those Americans that are on the Prozac and the antidepressants, try to switch over to the pot because you can maintain emotions and still be...
And again, I said this last time, that's what George Washington did.
Well, sure. It helps a lot of people that are very intense in life calm things down a bit.